Judge, I'm just of the opinion it's always difficult to ask people for money. You know, they usually don't get happy with whatever it is. But my preference would be, if we were going to do it, I was very excited when I called you in to brief me if the figure was $2 billion, because it looked like if there's an election, you know, we'd be able to go out and say it was an equal opportunity storm event in neighborhoods that historically feel as though they didn't have the political muscle were going to be included. But if it comes down, and not just my precinct, others as well, all of us have some of those areas now. But if it's $1 billion, yeah, no. But if it's $1 billion or less than that, my fear is a lot of those areas are not going to be covered.
Well, again, I think for the issue that we wanted to raise today was we need the ability, and we're advising that we need to have the ability to have local funds available to do a federal match. Now, there could be additional funding made available through something above and beyond $1 billion, if that's what we'd like to do. And that could be to fund projects without the assistance of a federal program. And then we would have much more say over how we would use that money and prioritize those projects.
And if it was larger, Mr. Jackson, if we didn't need it, we don't have to issue it, right? You're getting permission to do it. So it's not as though it's a blank check, because if you can't justify it, you don't need it, don't do it, including with $1 billion. So if it was $2 billion, if you don't need it, you don't issue the whole $2 billion at one time.
That's correct, because we don't know the pace at which the federal dollars will ultimately start to flow. And so you're right. I think whatever bond election is held, whatever that dollar amount is, we would not sell all that on day one. I would be working very closely with Mr. Jackson's office to figure out these federal opportunities as they become available, and only draw down the funds as we would need them.
I think as policymakers, we also have before us a political reality. And that is, after the most horrific and historic storm event we've had, I've heard members of this body say it's an opportunity to do something big. And we may not get another bite at that apple. And my fear is, if we play small ball and then we go back to the voters at some later point, and I mean, I'm sincere, just based on my experience of having helped with a lot of school bond elections, sometimes against friends. You know, if people don't have a sense that you're impacting them and you come back later, that second bite, they may not have the appetite to go for it. So that's my concern, and it's a sincere concern.
And Commissioner Ellis, my fear is that I might actually agree with you.
Welcome home, Jack.